Hello, my dear students. We are going to discuss today the theme passive voice. So, as you know, in our previous lessons, we have discussed that there are uh, three voices in English grammar, namely active voice, passive voice, and the neutral voice. But in practical grammar, we come across only active and passive voices. But in theoretical grammar, we can also see that there is also a neutral voice. We shall discuss neutral voice in our following lessons. Today we shall discuss passive voice. So, what is the passive voice? Functions of the passive voice. So, the passive voice is used to show interest in the person or object that experiences an action rather than the person or object that performs the action. In other words, the most important thing or person becomes the subject of the sentence. So, uh, in the passive voice, subject is not the doer of the action, so action is performed to the subject. That is the main difference between active and the passive voices. In the active voice, the doer of the action is performed by the subject, while in the passive voice, the subject is not the doer, rather than the action is performed in relation to the subject. Examples. Let's look through some examples. The passive voice is used frequently. We are interested in the passive voice, not who uses it. The house was built in 1654. We are not interested in the house, not in who built it. So, uy 1654 yilda qurilgan. Ko'ribmizki bu yerda qurilganligini ko'rsatadi. The road is being repaired. We are interested in the road, not in the people who are doing the repairs. Ya'ni demak uy ta'mirlanyapti. Ya'ni uni kim ta'mirlayotganiga emas, balki kim tomonidan nima ta'mirlanib ketyapti. I noticed that a window had been left open. Also, one example, men deraza ochiq qoldirilganini payqadim. Every year, thousands of people are killed on the roads. All the cookies have been eaten. My car has been stolen. We see that in all these sentences, the subject is not the performer, but the subject is performed to the subject. The passive voice is often used in formal text. Switching to the active voice will make your writing clearer and easier to read. Demek, majhul nisbat ko'pincha rasmiy tekstlarda topiladi. Masalan, example, passive. A great deal of meaning is conveyed by a few well-chosen words. A few well-chosen words convey a great deal of meaning. So you see the difference. Our planet is wrapped in a mass of gases. A mass of gases wrapped around our planet. Waste materials are disposed of in a variety of ways. The city disposes of waste materials in a variety of ways. If we want to say who or what performs the action while using passive voice, we use the preposition by. When we know who performed the action and are interested in him, it's always better to switch to the active voice instead. Demak, kim bajarilganini agar ko'rsatmoqchi bo'lsak, by preдлог orqali ifodalashimiz mumkin. A Hard Day's Night was written by the Beatles. The Beatles wrote A Hard Day's Night. The movie E.T. was directed by Spielberg. Spielberg directed the movie E.T. The house was built by my father. My father built this house. Forming the passive voice. The passive voice in English is composed of two elements. So you see that the general formula is to be plus past participle. Demak, hamma qaysi zamonni yasashidan qat'iy nazar passive voice yashaganimizda to be yordamchi fe'l hamda asosiy fe'l sifatdosh ikki, ya'ni past participle shaklida bo'ladi. Affirmative, negative, interrogative, negative, or interrogative. So these forms. For example, simple present. The house is cleaned every day. Uy har kuni tozalanadi. Present continuous. The house is being cleaned at the moment. You see, we made up it by means of is and being. Uy ayni paytda tozalanyapti. The house was cleaned yesterday. Past simple. Uy kecha tozalandi. Past continuous. The house was being cleaned last week. Uy kecha o'tgan hafta tozalanayotgan edi. Was being. There are two auxiliary verbs, was and being. Present perfect. The house has been cleaned since you left. Also two auxiliary verbs, has and been plus cleaned. Participle. Past perfect. The house had been cleaned before they arrived. Two auxiliary verbs, had been plus past participle. The house will be cleaned next week. Future simple. Two auxiliary words will be. Kelasi hafta tozalanadi. Future continuous. The house will be being cleaned tomorrow. We have to note that it's not common to use future continuous passive form in traditional grammar. Mostly we say that future continuous doesn't have passive forms, but sometimes we can use them. Present conditional. The house would be cleaned if they had visitors. Past continuous. House would have been cleaned. Infinite. The house must be cleaned. Okay. The infinitive passive voice is used after modal verbs and other most formal verbs are followed by an infinitive. Let's give some examples. You have to be tested on your English grammar. Have to be done. John might be promoted next year. John kelasi yil lavozimi oshirilishi mumkin. She wants to be invited to his party. U ziyofatga taklif qilinishni xohlaydi. Want to do, passive form, want to be done. I expect to be surprised on my birthday. Expect to do, passive form, expect to be done. Men tug'ilgan kunimda surpriz qilishimni kutaman. You may be disappointed. Sen xafa bo'lishing mumkin. Passive voice is gerunds. Gerunds are used after present verbs normally followed by a gerund. So passive gerund form, being done. For example, I remember being taught to drive. Men mashina haydashni o'rgatganlarni eslayman. The children are excited about being taken to the zoo. Bolalar zooparkka olib borilganligidan hayajonda. The children are excited to be taken to the zoo. Also possible. Most film stars have hate being interviewed, or most film stars hate to be interviewed. Because you know, hate can either be followed by a gerund or infinitive. That's why there are two versions. Also, like, love, begin, start, intend, continue can be followed either by infinitive or gerund. So you have to keep it in mind while using it. Poodles like to be pampered. Poodles like being pampered. Using to be born. To be born is a past form. It is most commonly used in the past tense. However, in some cases, the present or future is appropriate. Demek, to be born shakli hamisha passiv shaklda bo'ladi. Chunki tug'ilmoq fe'li ko'pincha past simple'da. Ba'zan endi future yoki presentdan kelishi mumkin, uni ko'rishimiz mumkin. I was born in 1976. Where were you born? Around 100 babies are born in this hospital every week. We don't know exactly which days the baby will be born. Demek, ko'pincha pastda keladi, lekin future yoki present. Chunki future passive yoki present passivda kelajak yoki umumiy holat ifodalangan paytda. So in order to change active into passive, you have to follow the following structures. So first, while you change active into passive or active, let's see passive into active. For example, a great deal of meaning is conveyed by a few well-chosen words. So you by somebody is taken to the as a subject, and then it is followed by the active sentence pattern. So we shall look through active into passive, passive into active in our following lessons. So I hope you acquired this thing very well. And if you have questions, you can contact me. on this Moodle platform. Okay, bye bye.